Saskatchewan is a great place to live. And one of the reasons for that is because you've always been able to walk through your downtown or your neighborhood and feel safe. Well, lately, some places haven't felt quite as safe as they used to. Some areas of our province are seeing higher crime rates, and that's almost always due to the scourge of illegal drugs and addictions. I'm disgusted by those who are destroying people's lives by providing this poison, and our government is taking action to fight this plague in our communities. We want to get the drugs off of our street, and we want to get the people with drug problems the help that they need. And we want to make sure that you feel safe in your community and in your neighborhood. Your Saskatchewan Party government has a Safer Communities and Neighbourhoods plan, more access for addictions treatment, stronger laws to keep our communities safe, and more police officers to enforce those very laws. First, when it comes to recovery, we need to get those struggling with addictions off of our streets, but we also understand that they need a place to go, where they can get the help that they need. That's why our government is creating 500 additional recovery spaces. That's why we created the Complex Needs Emergency Shelters in both Saskatoon and Regina. Those Complex Needs Emergency Shelters, well, they provide medically supported, secure facilities for police to bring those that are struggling with addictions and may pose a threat to either themselves or to others in the community. Since opening, hundreds of patients have been brought to these facilities by our local police. And almost all of those patients have accepted services and supports to help address the specific challenges and the care needs that they may have. We do not believe that the role of government is to make it easier for those struggling with addictions to have access to drugs. Government's role is to make it easier for those struggling with addictions to get treatment. And that's exactly what we are doing. But we also need to remove the drugs from our streets and the drug dealers from our communities. And that's why the second part of our plan is more police officers. That's why we have added 192 RCMP officers since 2011. That's why we created the Protection and Response Team, a unit of 258 armed officers to help reduce police response time and increase police presence in Saskatchewan communities. And that's why we created the Saskatchewan Marshal Service, 70 highly trained provincial officers to support safer communities and neighborhoods by providing assistance and support to our existing RCMP and municipal police forces. And that's why we have provincially funded an additional 180 RCMP officers coming to communities in Saskatchewan shortly. Our Minister of Policing has also announced 100 additional municipal police officers, and you add to that 14 new Safer Communities and Neighbourhoods or SCAN officers to round out the police forces in our province. He also had announced $2.5 million in new funding to the Saskatchewan Police College to ensure that we have enough well-trained recruits to fill these new positions in communities right across Saskatchewan. And last but not least, we need to give these police officers the tools they need to keep our communities safe. The Saskatchewan Party will strengthen the Safer Communities and Neighbourhoods Act, as well as other related legislation, to address public nuisances and to shut down nuisance properties, such as the powers to address abandoned buildings that have been repeatedly broken into and maybe trespassers are now squatting in. We will strengthen the law to provide additional authority to police to address intoxication, vandalism, as well as disruptive behavior in public spaces. Everyone in Saskatchewan deserves to feel safe in your community and in your neighborhood. And that's what this plan delivers. Better access to recovery treatment, stronger laws, and more police officers to get the drugs and the drug dealers off our streets and out of our communities. That's our plan for safer communities and neighborhoods.